Welcome, welcome, welcome. Shawn here with AO, ready for another mentor session. We got some good questions today on the docket, so let's get this thing going. Okay, the first question comes from Sam. And Sam says, what would your opinion be on someone getting into network marketing if they are afraid to talk to people? Okay, I've got 6 different mentors answering this one for you, Sam. My initial response would be, it really depends on the situation. Are you getting into network marketing full-time and it's going to be your sole source of income? If so, I would say, I don't think it would be a great idea. And here's the reason why. Network marketing, in order to be successful, you have to understand how to sell, because the only way you're going to get paid is by selling your products and services or selling the business opportunity. And if you are afraid to talk to people, that's not going to be a great situation to start making money initially. However, if you're going to get into network marketing as a long-term thing, you have a form of making money through a regular job or something else, and you want to get started building something within the network marketing arena, I would keep your money coming in, get into network marketing, make sure that you believe in the product or service, that it's a reputable company that's going to be around a long time, and then start reading every sales book, every sales article, watching videos on sales training, watch the Pro Code sales videos right here in the AO portal. There's 11 hours of sales training. I would read the book that Tom recommends called The Boxcar Millionaire. You can get it on Amazon, or if you can't, just let me know and we can get you a copy. Network marketing can be a fantastic industry. There's a lot of millionaires that have been created by network marketing. There's insurance products, technology products, beauty industry products, all kinds of things. But remember, network marketing is all about selling, influencing, negotiating, relationships. It takes a little while for most people to start making any type of significant income in network marketing. Okay, hope that helps. Okay, the next question comes from Lawrence, and Lawrence says, does having a business that is operated from my home that requires customers to come to the home negatively affect the business's perceived credibility? And if so, how can this be mitigated? The background is I'm primarily a service-based business that operates from a private home approved by state and local governments. My business requires customers to come to me for the service I offer, either by shipping the item for service or dropping off locally. The question does not apply to customers that ship in, but does for in-person customers. Okay, I've got 5 different mentors answering this one for you, Lawrence. And we talked about this on the mobile application, or on the weekly Zoom last week. Depending on the type of business, I don't think it's a big deal. I would certainly try and set aside a certain area of your house or your garage that would be for business purposes. That way you can make it more professional, put a desk in there, put your equipment that you use, keep it away from your kids if you have kids, people seeing your living room if it's messed up or dirty, your kitchen, all that type of stuff. So if you could create a dedicated area that people could come into your house to work and see the stuff, I think that would be great. That'd be one way to mitigate it looking unprofessional. So yeah, that's what I would do. I think that, when I sold life insurance, I would go to people's home to sell them life insurance. So I would meet with them in their home. As long as you carry yourself professionally and you create a warm, inviting experience and it just doesn't come across as creepy. I know creepy is subjective, but it doesn't come across creepy. I think you'd be just fine. It also depends on the amount of volume that you're doing in your business. If you had 10 people showing up to your house, like at a doctor's office, and they had to sit in a room or sit in your living room together on your couch or your dining room table and sit there and wait for you to get with them, that could be pretty uncomfortable. But if it's just one person at a time, appointment only, et cetera, I think that working from home can be just fine. Okay, hope that helps, man. Okay, the next question comes from Mike, and Mike says, I was wondering if you have any sales and marketing ideas for a local moving company. I own a local moving company, like two men in a truck, doing about $500,000 in annual sales. I can grow my labor team and now want to scale new clients. Have you heard of any ideas I could use to grow my new business? Thanks. I've got 8 different mentors answering this one for you, Mike. Unfortunately, I don't have any experience with advertising a local moving company. If I was looking for a local moving company as a consumer, the first thing I would do is I would do a Google search. I certainly would want to make sure that I pay for a sponsored ad and have a great sponsored ad. You could talk to Eric, who is a member of AO. They do Google ads. I think I put you in touch with him. That would be where I would go. The next thing is I would try to see if I can get any type of PR. So whether it be in newspapers, anything like that. You've got a very interesting story being an immigrant. And so you might be able to pick up some third-party free publicity by telling your story about building your company, and you now employ people, you're taking care of your family. You've got a really good story. You might be able to get some publicity there as well. And then I would just take a look at all of the different home services applications like Angie's List, Nextdoor. I got on the Nextdoor for the first time this week. Weird reason why, but I did. And I saw several people in the thread ask, who do you recommend for HVAC companies? Who do you recommend for moving companies? I need someone to help me move some stuff around town. So get on Nextdoor. The challenge with getting on a lot of these applications and also doing ads is you really want to make sure that you've got somebody full time that is there ready and waiting to answer people in need. Decisions sometimes when people post something on Nextdoor or Angie's List or any of those types of home services businesses, it's usually the first company that responds that's going to get the deal. And I can't tell you how much I've read on just business that in lead intake forms, the faster you respond to a lead, the higher the closing rate of the opportunity. So if you're going to advertise in any way, shape, or form, have a dedicated person who can answer those leads and get the information so that you can get a quote to them as fast as possible. Okay? Hope that helps. Next question comes from Sam, and Sam says, what has helped you build self-confidence? I am introverted and have self-confidence issues and want to change that. Do you have any lessons to share that can help me? Thanks. I've got 6 different mentors answering this one for you, Sam. First, I want to say that introverted has nothing to do with confidence or being outgoing or being comfortable in social settings. If you do your research on whatever test that is that you take to figure out, I think it's the Myers-Briggs test, you might want to look for the Myers-Briggs assessment online and take it, because it can tell you a lot about yourself. And I would also start reading articles in personal development, specifically around what's the difference between an introvert, what's the difference between extrovert and introvert, and really understanding it really has more to do with energy as opposed to skill, being able to communicate, being able to be comfortable in social settings, and things like that. Don't use being introverted as a reason that you're going to say that you're not comfortable. Now, how did I build self-confidence? I would say that my confidence became stronger the more I practiced whatever I needed to be good at. So I take it all the way back to when I was a kid. My dad really instilled in us practice and practice and practice. I mean, we were always practicing, whether it was baseball or basketball or soccer, whatever it was, we were always practicing. And the more I practiced, the better I got. And then when I went out there to perform, I performed well, and that made me more confident. I was more confident to perform well. So wherever you might feel a lack of confidence, practice it. So just practice and practice and practice. This is one of the reasons I told you to get into Toastmasters, because the more you practice Toastmasters and the more you get involved, the more comfortable you're going to be with speaking in front of other people. And if you want to be an entrepreneur, being able to speak in front of other people is a prerequisite for success, because you're not only going to speak in front of customers and prospects, but you're going to speak in front of bankers, vendors, and ultimately your team. So practice, practice, and practice. Okay, hope that helps, man. Okay, the next question. The next question comes from Ricardo. And Ricardo says, how do I start planning for the sale of my company in order to maximize the sales price? The background is I own a barbershop and interested in learning more of what is necessary to exit my business. What types of things are involved when doing this? Thank you. I've got 5 different mentors answering this one for you, Ricardo. The first thing I would do is make sure that you've got up-to-date financials, both balance sheet and profit and loss statement, because anybody that's going to come in and try to buy your business is going to want to see clean financial records. You're also going to want to attribute what your owner compensation was within your profit and loss statement, because somebody buying your business, if you had a net profit of, let's say, $100,000, but you drew a salary of $75,000, well, that's owner's compensation that's going to be taken back into the equation as it relates to the value of your company. The next thing is it depends on the industry. I would talk to some sort of business brokers and other barbers out there in the world and find out if you can find anybody who has sold their barbering business. And you want to find out what type of valuation they got. Was it based on top line sales, cash flow, EBITDA, which is earnings before interest, taxes, and depreciation and appreciation. So you want to find out how the valuation and what the multiple was. And that can give you a good idea of how you're going to value your business. Okay, I hope that helps. I've got about 5 or 6 more mentors answering that for you. Maybe they can give you some insight, but clean financial statements is vital. All right. The next thing I would say as well, Ricardo, is if somebody's going to buy your business, are they buying it as an investment, or are they going to come in and be owner operated? For instance, is it going to be another barber? And if it's another barber that's going to come in and they want to know how strong your team is, and are they going to stay if you leave? The guy that was my barber, David, that I put you in touch with, he was able to, remember if I told you, he was doing about $400,000, $500,000 in annual sales. He ended up selling his business to one of his barbers, and he needed the cash, so he sold it for just a cash deal. But he also said that he could have got more money from a valuation perspective if he would have financed the actual buyout. So he could have said, hey, give me $200,000 and I'll finance it over 2 or 3 years. And if you stop making payments, I take the barbershop back. But instead, he took a much lower one-time cash payment because he just needed to get out. And then he just went over across town and opened up his own barbershop again. And a lot of his clients came with him. And the other guy was okay with that because they had a really good shop that had a lot of walk-in traffic. So these are all kind of things to take into consideration. Okay, I hope that helps. All right, that's today's mentor session. Happy 4th of July. Hope you guys have a great day. And I will see you on the next mentor session. Peace out.